Bad for you? Joseph? What is going on? Bucky, I saw is here too? Sweet. Well, man. Um, man, I just had a ridiculous week, actually. It's just been a bit frustrating. So, you just deal with it, go through it. Trolling. Well, I wouldn't troll. Why would I do something like that? These are, in my opinion, appropriate ways to support content creators, merch and stuff like that. That I get. Um, when you start looking for any and every opportunity to pinch a penny from, that's where my opinion changes. Yeah, so the weather gets nice, and I'm like, let's take the bike out, the squad bike. Instead of taking the squad car, let's jump on the bike, go take the motorcycle out. Make sure all the, reds and blues are working correctly. Um, I've been having troubles. It doesn't want to start, so I think I'm having, I just know it's time to buy a battery. So I go to go grab a battery. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna roll down the road and go grab a battery. What up, ground pound? So as we take off from here, I get down. I'm just by myself. I say we. I don't know why. I get down the road at a four-way, and it's about a mile or so before the town I was headed to, and the bike stops, won't run, won't start. I ran it out of gas like an idiot. So dead battery, out of gas. I get it to the gas station. I pushed it all the way there. I get to the gas station, get it started. No, I get it to the gas station, try to start it, can't get it started. Walk over to AutoZone, buy a battery, come back, it starts. I get it home. I go to take it out later that evening, and I stop by the grocery store, and I have groceries on me, and it does the same thing. New battery's dead, and I then push it for 2 miles home. Not a little over 2 miles. So I was basically whipped, and I talked about something on one of Ground Pounder's live feeds. It's something that, it's basically the future of the channel, at least for now. And I'll get into it here in a little bit. But yeah, I'm like over that, and then start dealing. Put the bike, take the squad car wheel bearing goes out. Like, I'm just, ugh. Vehicle trouble is the most aggravating thing. So that sucks. Also, last week's live feed sucked. So I have to ticket myself for it being lame. Um, it is what it is. What up, BR? Who's that there? John, what's going on? Um, so yeah, last week's live feed, I almost wanted to just delete it. It definitely, in my opinion, was not my best. It was actually the worst. So let's ignore that, and I'm gonna try to make up for it this week as best I can. Oh, what did the, what's the stitches? 25 stitches? What the hell? What happened? Oh no. Dang it, BR. Dang, man. I've that reaching down cut is dangerous a lot of times. I've hit my feet. brand new boots, sliced a hole in the side of them, like trying to like just cut suckers on a branch, and I used the tip of the bar to do it, which but man, that sucks, BR. That really sucks. And I guess you can't. You're dealing with enough. I can't ticket you. That's you get a pass. I'm still cutting trees here in Canada. I've been working on a big poplar tree beside a very expensive house. A leaning tree. Oh, sweet. It happened yesterday. Dang. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you're okay. So we're gonna make this a good live feed, and you know what? Maybe some people won't. Maybe I should do this at the beginning. Maybe some people won't make it all the way through the video. So I don't know if I want to be associated with all this mess anymore. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at the. I'm gonna. You guys, give me a second, and then I'll keep up with the comments again. But I want to make sure I do this right. So. He's cutting every damn tree down. Dang it, man! I thought you were gonna. Oh, I was starting to worry. I'm like, oh no, dude. Dang, that sucks, man. Yeah, you had me there for a second. First in, you did. I'm like, oh no, man. So I'm embarrassed. Like the stuff that I watch people do for views, the way they title things, how everything is insanely overly dramatic. All the things I talk about during these live feeds, plus some. I don't like to prove my point that the views aren't that important. I'm probably about to put just a nail right in the coffin of my channel. I'm going to do these live feeds for as long as I can. I'm going to keep putting shorts up of videos. I may put a video here and there, a regular edited video up here and there on the channel, but all my stuff will be on memberships. I'm going to post. I feel like my editing is way better than it's ever been. My videos are coming out better than they ever have. But like, I'm not doing this silly game. I'm just not. Like, I don't care about the views this much that I'll just put it on my memberships. And all my content is going to go onto that. Like I said, I still want to put videos up over here, and maybe those trickle over eventually. I don't really know, but just that's just what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Everything's going on my memberships. So I appreciate all the people that have came over to memberships. It's made it like I actually make money, like a few bucks on memberships, and I don't on YouTube. That's the thing. Like, I'm monetizing stuff, making people sit through, silly ass commercials and cuts in the video repeatedly, which I know is aggravating, but like, I wanted things to pay monetarily for the time and the effort. That didn't happen. Seeing all the members' videos? Yeah, it just is what it is. Like, I appreciate this. That's the whole thing. I've been trying to think of a way that I can give the members something that isn't on the regular channel, because that like the video's good. There's no monetization on there. There's no cuts in the video. It's just a straight edit. I don't make a penny off of it except for the membership for the month. So I put mine as low as I think I could. I don't know. Maybe it could have went lower, but it's $4.99, and YouTube doesn't really push my videos. I think because of some of this stuff that I do, it probably doesn't help. But it just is what it is. This is, I feel like I need a little bit of a break at least. And then, plus, I want to give something extra to the members. And so, I honestly feel like I'm making the best content that I've ever made, without a doubt. But, I don't really, I want to, it's not, I don't care about the views that much. That, like, I don't need them. I'm fine. So, I'm still going to do these, though. So, Super Shay, was that Buck? Yeah? Did I miss it? Okay, Eric, Crown Pounder. What up, Eric? I got lucky the other day, saw through a chain and hit my leg, but had my chaps on. Oh, sweet. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What up, William? All right, let's do this. Okay, and was there anything else? Video titles are ridiculous. Everything's overly dramatic, and it's not overly dramatic in a funny way. There's a way to do that. It's just, I can't anymore. I don't want to be associated with some of this. So, yeah, I am ticketing the entire YouTube sphere of Tree Guys. I need a break at least, and that's like what, almost, it's a decade of doing it, and it's just been go go go. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't. This is my plan. This is what I'm gonna do, and like this week, I seen someone breaking tools, perfectly good chainsaws, breaking them for the sake of views. And I don't get it. When you post a video, it will ask you if you want to recommend your video to subscribers. You need to say no, and it will recommend your video to others. I don't see that when I put mine up. I'll look. I'll definitely look. But yeah, I've gotten into some gnarly stuff here lately. Some really fun problems to solve. Gnarly split trees and trees that have just been storm damaged, little to no drop zones. Like, it's been fun. So all the cool kids are definitely doing it. So all right. So the other day too, like, I'll have to like move my shoulders as I go to talk, because I was doing one the other day, and I hate spiking up a tree anymore. So I'll rope walk every time to get up into them, and I knew that it was over a little branch, but it had held, and the angle on it, like, I thought it was good, but it doesn't matter. I looked at it and I'm like, okay, it's like 2 foot and it's gonna fall into a main crotch, and like, I'm like, okay, so it'll be good. But you gotta figure, when you're base anchoring 2 foot, you get two sections of 2 foot, so you actually drop 4 foot. And I just got instant deja vu from when I fell and like broke my pelvis and everything. I heard the snap and the crackle and the pop and the snap of the branch. It made it sound like it was a huge branch, and I thought the main branch had failed. So I'm like rope walking up, just completely loose rope, trying to get up it as quick as I can to get it to like hands, running my hands up the rope as fast as I can to where it finally stiff. And I got all the way down, and I about got goosed by the bollard. It was right below me, and I'm coming down, and the pins are sticking up. I'm looking right at them, and I'm just spazzing, running up the rope, and it finally caught a little before my feet got to the bollard. But yeah, that was not cool. And you get that quick whiplash into your neck, and so now my neck's sore, and it's not fun. I don't like it. Yeah, that crackle and snap of something when you're on the way up. And I had just made it to the first union to where I could have thrown my lanyard, got it around because the tree was too big to go around it. But I'm like, I can rope walk up to there and then get to that union. I'll put my lanyard on. And I had just got to it. I set down into my weight, my like lower half weight from your hips down. I kind of set into the system instead of being standing tall. And that was my mistake. I had went back out away from the tree a little bit, which put a little bit of a different angle onto it and pressure. And yeah, it gave. That was so sketchy. But what up, John Bob? We got 3 really cool songs. Sweet. My neck is tweaked. That sucks, John. Yeah, it's the worst when you like have to do this to talk. It's the worst. So, all right, let's start this. And I feel like, okay, guilty of treason is basically, he put out all kinds of videos this week, so he gets the majority of my attention again. All right. So the live feed ended last week. All right. And I know more. I talked about it here. I think it's a bad idea, and I see because of it's just the way society is now. This happens to a lot of people. They try to grow things too quick and get excessive to the point that they add a whole bunch of stress to their life, trying to get too big too fast. So the live feed ends. I go in, I look at my phone, and the first short that I see is Jacob. And he is saying, this is crazy to me. He's saying, all right, hey everybody, I was just thinking about doing this thing where if you find me a job, I will send you $100. All right, first of all, no, we're not doing that because I don't even know if the guy realizes what he just opened himself up to. The chaos. He's offering you $100 if your lead ends up getting him a job. So, but how are they supposed to know? And how are you supposed to? So, if you do a job, somebody could say, "Hey, I gave." All of it just seems weird. It seems very. Maybe he's really smart, okay, and he's trying to do something no one else has done, and use his internet platform to get work, and maybe it'll work. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I don't see it working. I think this is a bad idea, and it really seems almost like a desperate plea. And I could be I may be off 100% on this. This is just what I took from it. That you've brought on so many payments and owe so much money out that you stress over having the work lined up way ahead of time, and you're starting to you maybe for the first time you're starting to think of what about the slow times. And I'm like, this video seems weird. I said, man, I hope he didn't stretch himself out way too much. Yeah, I know, Grandpa. It's kind of the weird. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, you start to get desperate, okay? And then I'm like, maybe not. You know. Then I see another, I see one of his videos after that. Okay, and you're over here asking your subscribers for work, offering them money to get you work. That's not. if he had a whole bunch of work, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. So, okay, you're doing that. Then I click on your video, and the first thing I see is that you're giving away 12 500 eyes. One every month to anybody, to whoever wins a raffle or something. I don't care what it is. You're giving away a 500 eye, one every month. That just doesn't, dude, your channel's already big enough. You've got millions, like it's huge. You don't have to do these weird ploys to get more. Like, just no one is content with anything anymore. It's just, holy cow, I got this. And, okay, I had to step on that guy's toes to do it. But I could have this. All I gotta do is step on his face. And that's how I look at it. I don't understand this. Don't give away a 500 eye every month. That just doesn't make sense to me. That's unnecessary to do. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. So, puts out a video. It's called "This Grove of Trees Was Too Easy." Okay, awesome, right there. Tree work for me is also too easy. Climbing trees, removing them, no matter where it's at, no matter what the obstacle, it's too easy for me. That's awesome. That's also too easy for someone else. I like that. The title's awesome. You should have stopped there. But don't stop. And you got to put another title, because one title's not enough. You got to have two of them on every video. Crane removal job in record time. No. Well, I mean, maybe for him. Maybe that was his record. But, like, you weren't breaking any records there, I don't think. But who cares if you did? Maybe he's not titling them. If that's the case, all these little things that I'm talking about with the actual layout of the videos, I mean that towards the editor. Whoever's making the videos, this is the 500 eye, that's you, Jacob. You should, I just, maybe stop doing that. Give one away this month and next month, but just stop. But maybe maybe there's some weird scheme somewhere else that I don't know. It doesn't make, I'm only using common sense. It doesn't make sense to me. So that's just my opinion. Who knows, dude? Probably. Dude, I can't. And don't even get me started with Perry and his, oh my God. That son of a bitch was wearing a shirt with knots on it. Now it's not good enough that that's all he does. He's listening to Lady Gaga tying knots. Now he's wearing t-shirts with it on it. The dude is like too naughty for me. I just can't, man. Can't. He duck lips me one more time in a video, and then steps to the side and goes out of the view. I don't like it. I don't like it, but whatever. Super Dave, what's going on? I know. Someone needs to tie him up by his feet and hang him upside down, and then like take his lips and pull him in and be like, "Don't do that." And then I can cut his hair too. I'm gonna shave his head. I want to shave it. I think he should shave his head. Because he does the thing like my wife does it, where she'll go do that with her hair. I gotta put my stuff back down. All my bald spots showing and stuff yet. So, but yeah, Jacob, don't give that away. The two titles, no, two titles. But the video starts, and it didn't start with an infomercial. Thanks, William. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's sweet. I'd have to agree about the 500. I'm pretty sold on it. I think it's a good saw. I wasn't until I used one. My brother has one, and I used it, and yeah, it's a really good saw. So, but the video started, and I'm like, oh, this is the first time. The first half of the video isn't him telling me about everything he's got at Crappy Supplies. I don't understand why you call your video or your company crappy anyway, but that's people order from it. Maybe it's better than it sounds, but it wasn't that way. It was just straight into work, and I dig that. I was like, that's sweet. But then the you're spread too thin thing came back up because Isaac's not there. Isaac's off on a tree job by himself. This all gets crazy after all this because then he tries to teach us how to climb. I'm about to lose my damn mind over here. I don't know what's going on. And then the title for that too. But I'll say, so Isaac's not there. Why is Isaac not there? Well, Isaac's not there because he's out doing a bucket truck job by himself. Because because why? Maybe it was that easy. Maybe Isaac wanted. It just doesn't seem like a good idea to send a single guy, just me personally. If you're already working on a job, you have to get this other one in to the point you'll send a guy out by himself. So remember this. Remember this video because the same thing comes up a little later when he's teaching us, and he contradicts himself 100%. So I just feel like that's debt and stress that's making those decisions where, yeah, Isaac, go do this job by yourself. I think Isaac's good enough to where you could trust him to do it? Yeah, I do. But that's not what I'm talking about. So where am I at? Yeah, okay. So Jacob wouldn't do work on his own. So I just don't understand why he would send the worker to do it on his own, but whatever. Um, at one point, Jacob says the LMI is messed up because when I have the ball further down, it weighs more, and as we lift, it gets lighter. Well, there's a reason for that because you're using more cable. The more cable, and I'm only using my common sense with how a crane works. The more cable you have out, the heavier the ball will be, the heavier the piece will be. And as you suck in cable, it's going to become lighter. I've never even used a crane, ever. That's just my understanding. But he's having some issues with that LMI. Apparently they bumped it, he got it fixed. Then he's getting out of the truck and it hits the ground and crashes onto the ground. And it's like, oh, dude, holy cow, what are you doing right now? So I don't what his weight change. Okay, yeah. That's basically that video just wasn't it was they did great. I mean they did great. They had what's the other guy? Sam River was there. Isaac ended up showing up as they were getting started and had already done the bucket truck job. And then they had Jacob too. So I think it's 4-man crew. Randy's still gone, or maybe he was getting his CDL license or something. But yeah, we jumped to the next video he put out. He put out 3 this week. And so this tree was nasty / big cottonwood takedown and wood bucking party. I just don't understand 2 titles. I don't like it. Stop it. Just stop. You can make that into a singular title. This big nasty cottonwood tree or cottonwood takedown and wood bucking party. I mean, that could have been made into a. I don't understand the double title thing. I don't like it. I don't like it because I see the same thing being done by everybody, and it's like, it's I love it when I get on YouTube and I see somebody do something a little out of the box, because I'm like, wow, there are still a few people out there that don't just duplicate everything that they see and just repeat and just like regurgitate what they've seen or what they've done. You kind of think outside the box a little bit. You have an opinion of your own at times. That's gone these days. And Jesus, I wish it would come back. Um, but yeah, that's his title. That's his title. Oh, I didn't even look. Am I right about the crane thing? They couldn't. No, they couldn't if their life depended on it. You know, um, I'm just making it clear that I don't like it, and I'm sure I'm not alone in most of these silly things that I point out. But like, so this video starts out, and it's, of course, it's the infomercial again. I gotta find out everything that Crappy Supplies has got, and I'm like, Rubik's, what up, President? Um, so you get your Crappy Supplies from infomercial starts, and then he says, I hope to have an in-person store soon. So apparently the gear selling thing is booming to the point that he's ready to move into a new store already, like have an actual store for it. Wow. Like, this dude he's killing it if everything's working for him. But I don't, like, I don't know. Like, I, I don't know, man. I just think you may be spreading yourself a little thin, and I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would rather me be wrong, but I'm usually right. That's just Snappy has everything. Crappy? Well, hang on. What is it? What is it? Which one is it? Is it Snappy Supplies? I don't know. I tune it out as soon as he says arborist, like, and he starts to do the info. I tune out. I literally go, my pupils, everything just goes black, and I just stare at it. And I'm like, God, I've heard all this already, and I don't care. But some people have to be reminded every single video that there's a thumb button. Some people have to be reminded every single video that, hey, you can subscribe if you like it. So I could be wrong. Maybe he should do this every single time because people love it. I don't like it. But at one point, he says he tells Isaac that he serviced him good on, and I don't like this. I don't like this. He said you did great. You did me great service, Isaac. And I'm like, no, no, for Isaac's sake, no. I don't like that. But I don't even know what it was related to. So he was just giving him a chainsaw, and that's what he said. It is. Maybe there's something behind it. I don't know. But here's where. Oh God. I think he may be trolling me, but it's more likely that this is a very serious video, and oh, I don't even know what to say. Third video right now. All right, here we go. This is where just this don't make any sense. This gets ridiculous. World's best climbing tutorial. See, here's the problem. I know that I'm not in this video. As soon as I read this, I'm not in the video. I would know if I recorded a video with him. So, I don't know where you get to where you can even justify titling it that, knowing I'm not in the video. Like, but he does it anyway. I mean, you can do it anything you want. You know, it's not against the rules, but it's not correct either. It's not correct at all. So, world's best climbing tutorial! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! John, you gotta do that. People are apparent. I'm just going off what everyone else does. People are dumb as shit, and you have to tell them on every video, or they forget. You have to tell them. I can tell you right now. Hit the thumb button, subscribe, share my stuff with your friends, and there's something else you're supposed to do. Um, you gotta get a tattoo of my channel name. That'll be the next thing. So but hey, the title's not over yet because of course you have to have more than one title. World's best climbing tutorial! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! How to climb and remove a tree. I don't like any of this. I don't like this already. The title's a lie. I know this right from the get-go. So I'm like, oh my god, I don't like this video already. I haven't seen nothing. I haven't seen any of it. I don't like it. It's all a lie so far. So, well, I mean, half of it could be true. He's going to show you how to climb. Not really. He showed you how he climbs a tree and removes it. That would be more appropriate. World's okayest climbing tutorial. I'm not in the video. You can't go world's best when it's not. So, he starts this video out. And he says, it's simple. Oh my god, it's not simple. It's not simple. It's too easy for me. It's easy for some other climbers. It's never simple. And you're talking to this video, a guy that has all kinds of experience, he's not watching this video because he doesn't need to know unless he's an officer and he has to watch it for purposes of the case. They're not going to watch it. They don't need to know. They may laugh and chuckle that you think that yours is the best climbing tutorial in the world. In the world. Okay? I don't like this. But he says it's simple. And then he says people think it's simpler than it actually is, though. So this is the first problem. It's the second problem I have. Okay, the world's best. That's a huge mess up. That's where I feel like he's trying to troll me. But maybe he just doesn't know of me. But he doesn't make sense if you say it's simple, but you people think it's simpler than it actually is. So I get confused right from the get-go. I'm like, where is he? What's he doing right now? I don't even know. What up, Patrick? Yeah, dude, we're just going over the world's best. Hang on, god dang it. Because normal cases, I could just remember the title if you didn't have to have two fucking titles every single time you put a video out. I don't even like saying this. Because, well, we went over it. World's best climbing tutorial. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Those are very important. How to climb and remove a tree. Okay. Video starts. And Jacob's telling a story about how he got his opportunity to become a ground guy. And he's like, this guy, he's talking about rules, things that could happen. You know, guys die all the time. And he says, that's how I got my opportunity. He starts laughing. And I'm like, is this real right now? He is not laughing. I don't know what he thought was funny. This ain't funny. Some guy died and you got his job and that's funny? I'm going to chalk this one up to starting to laugh at it like a funeral or something, you know, where you get that weird, you know, you're not supposed to do something, so you do it. Um, or just a momentary lapse of judgment. Because, like, he's legit talking about how this guy fell to his death. And then he starts laughing. And he says, and I got his job. And I don't, I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So, he said it though, and so remember, Jesus Christ, he's teaching us right now. This is the world's best. He is such a hypocrite. So he stresses repeatedly multiple rules that you should follow. You know, being tied in twice. He tells a story about a climber that was up in a tree and he just buckstrapped his way all the way up. He got about, I don't know, before he got to the first limb, maybe he was up 80 foot or so, and then got attacked by hornets and had to backgaff his way all the way down the tree because he didn't set up a climbing system on his way up. I don't really care what anybody's opinion is on it. You should be set up to get down at a moment's notice. If an accident was to happen, let's say you ain't drinking your milk and your knee just pops out as you're climbing. You blow a knee out. You need to be able to get to the ground. This buck strap, look at me, I'm a logger from the 60s. It's silly. I don't understand it. I don't like it. It happens way too much. But don't get caught with your pants down to where an accident happens. Let's say you don't cut yourself with a chainsaw. Let's say you get attacked by an animal. Whatever is to happen. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. These people think everything's always going to go perfect for them. Blow my mind. So, the other story, I think the guy that Jake, or maybe this isn't, he told another story about a young dude who started climbing. He didn't tie his prusik on the ground. He had been taught the day before, or like he had been taught by the lead guy before that. The guy even climbed next to him, side by side on a tree, climbed with him, made sure he was good. Sent the guy up his first tree. He got up there. He tied his prusik wrong, fell out of the tree. Luckily, he didn't die. First, he didn't laugh at none of these stories, which is crazy to me. Like, he only laughed at the one where the guy died. That's crazy. It hits different when you don't laugh at the funny ones, where the guy just swan dived out and forgot how to tie a knot, and the one where the guy got stung with bees and was stupid and didn't have a way to come back down. Those were the times where you could have chuckled and it'd have been okay. John Bob heading out? Dang. Right on, John Bob. Have a good one, brother. Thanks for stopping in. I just I don't understand it. I don't like it. But he's coming off instantly. He comes off as a bit of a hypocrite with some of these rules. He says, never work alone. For God's sake, you just sent Isaac out by himself days before this and recorded it and told us about it. But one of your big rules is not to do tree work alone. He admits to doing it himself. That's okay. You want to goof yourself up or put yourself in a shitty situation, you're the boss. Um, it just yeah, I mean it doesn't matter if it's a bucket truck. I call them high chairs. They're for babies. So it just that's that's my that's my that's the way I look at it. So it doesn't matter if it's a bucket truck job. I know more deaths. We've had more deaths around where I live from bucket trucks than from climbing, and that's just the reality. Now maybe it won't be as bad because people are starting to wear fall arrests and stuff like that. But being thrown out of a bucket has happened more times than I could count. Some of those people were really close. I was really close to. So it doesn't matter if it's just a bucket truck job. It's not right. Right now you're doing the world's greatest tutorial if you're Jake. World's best tutorial. You're lying your ass off because for it to be the best, I would have to be in there somewhere. Um, and you tell us it's very important. Do not do tree work alone. Okay, dude. Okay. Instantly, I'm like, if you watch more than just this video from him, you would know. Well, that's a bit of a he's bullshitting his way through that one because he totally contradicted that last video. Whatever. He then shows you should tie your climbing system. So sometimes you'll have a mechanical device where you can hook the mechanical device up and get set up and do the work. That's what I'm saying. The drunk lady drove. Dang. Yeah, I never go into a bucket without full climbing gear. I've been stuck in them damn things. That will never in my life happen again. And I had a guy leave, and we were close to a gas station. He says, "I gotta go." I hate. I'm sorry if you're one of these people. I absolutely hate those guys that show up on the job site and I gotta poop. You sound like a fucking 4-year-old. I gotta poop. Well, start wearing diapers. When, we just left the gas station, we just left the place, all the bathrooms. I gotta poop. I don't know. No, you don't gotta poop. You are just, you need to learn how to control your shit better. Literally. So, you wear hard hat? Go. Yeah. 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 All right. So, yeah, the guy took off up the road, and then he ended up calling the owner that we both worked for at the time, and then the owner called him while he's sitting on the toilet at the gas station. I could see him. I could see the gas station. Like I couldn't see him, but I could see the gas station from where I was at. He ended up going from there, and I thought he was coming right back. I had a cell phone at that time, I think, but I think it was dead, and it was one of those bill jacks, and it locked out and never it just totally shut down. I had it fully jibbed out and everything. I think wires disconnected. But I'll never go into one without having full climbing setup so I could get down out of it if I need to. I wear the correct fall arrest harness, but we'll put up the other shit if I get stuck. Yeah, yeah, I don't, dude. I prefer to have my saddle on, throw that over if I need, the top. But yeah, I just not. Oh God, I I set up there for so long before a random dude that I knew drove by, and with a throw ball and my string, I got my stuff sent up to me, and I got down. I no more than got down, went over to get my charger out of the truck and plug it up, and then here him and the owner both showed up, and I about quit. I was about that close. So yeah, I won't ever make that mistake again. I don't like those. Yeah, you're not. We're done pooping when we get to the job. All right. I don't like it. I don't like it. Period. I don't want to know if you need to poop. I don't. That's your own business. And, I don't eat more cheese or something if you can't control. I don't know what to say, but I just don't like it. So yeah, that I got stuck that day. But back to the world's greatest tutorial. So he says you need to tie your climbing device. If you don't have a mechanical one, or if you're using a Blake's hitch, you set your tie-in around the tree. Get it set up and work your way up. He decides to tell you you need to do that, but then doesn't use it until he gets to the first limb, which is I don't know how high off the ground. And I'm like, this guy just doesn't have a little bit of self-respect. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth, okay? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. One minute you're like, have your tie-in on you, tell these stories that you, and he even says, you need to be able to get down out of the tree at a moment's notice. I'm telling you, Patrick, I don't know what, do something. Like, I don't know. Are butt plugs to keep the stuff in? I don't know about this. So, like, maybe I just start bringing butt plugs or something. Like, I don't know. I've never, you guys have to, I don't know. I don't know what those things are. It's something like that. But, he tells us that you have to be able to get down in a moment's notice, and then absolutely disregards that and buck straps his way all the way up the tree until he gets to the first set of limbs. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever you. But then I'm like, don't you fucking do it. Don't you do it. And I'm like, I see him look at this stupid little limb growing out of the side of the tree. This stupid little limb. And don't you do it. You are, right now, you're at least, okay, no one else on YouTube is having, like, the government coming after them because they do silly shit. Other than him. And he's teaching us right now the world's best tutorial. So I'm trying to disregard all the stuff that happened before. But then he's contradicting himself in the video, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, come on, Jacob, I like you. This is hard to watch. Like, I'm trying, but come on, man. So don't do it. Don't throw your rope over that little limb and do the rainbow anchor. And sure as shit, I'm like, no, he's not going to do it. He won't. He's trying to do a proper video. You know, people are going to use this as a tutorial because that's what he called it. He's not going to do it. No, he's not. He's not going to do it. And he does it. He throws his rope instead of throwing it around the tree like a normal man would do. He says, this little branch right here will do, and I'll throw it over it. Then he cuts the branch off, and now he's tied into this little stub. Then he tells us, I've seen where guys, if you had to come down right now, if they've tied into branches that dip down and they fell out of the tree, it's came off. Holy hell, why are you telling us these stories and then doing it? It doesn't... I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, but even before all that, He tells us at the base of the tree before he heads up, he's using a hitch climber pulley and a prusik. He says we're going to climb the VT. He says there's many videos, different videos, or no, there's many videos on YouTube of guys tying the VT different. Well, that's not true. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. It shouldn't be true. Because the VT has one way to be tied, damn it. I don't care if you do it with fucking ZZ Top playing in the background like Perry Trees, or if you just do it like that Notorious dude where you just do a zoom in and a monotone voice. I don't care how you do it. The VT is tied one way. There's not, if you tie it a different way or do something different, it's not the VT. So, I'm looking at what he tied, because as I'm watching him do it, he didn't tie the VT. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, okay. Actually, it's very similar, but he tied the XT. He did an additional twist onto the back right below your 3 or 4 wraps. He did an extra twist there, which turns it into the XT, gives you a little bit more friction, and in my opinion, a better anchor point than the VT. The VT has more setback and not enough friction for me with some ropes, but the XT I really like. That extra little twist gives just enough. So I just thought it was funny. He's not using the VT. He's using the XT. But hey, I'm not the one making the world's best tutorial. I'm just the world's best. I legit feel like I should have at least had to make a cameo in this video for the title to be what it is. But he says he'll climb with just his lanyard, but he'll attach his line when he gets up to the branch. He anchors off to that with just over the branch instead of around the tree like you're supposed to. But then after he does that branch, the guy actually ties in correctly and never ties in with the little rainbow anchor ever again. So he could have just edited that stupid first branch out. Oh, what's up, Joseph? Right on, brother. Welcome. I learned a new hitch this week. Maybe the best hitch I've ever tried. I have. Yeah. You probably, dude. It's funny. Guys will just... It's very hard to be original to the point that no one ever even tries now. They're like, you can't be original. You can't do anything original. To the point, just being good at tree work and all that isn't good enough. You got guys like Perry Tree that are like doing flippy doos and stuff, like spirit fingers with tying knots. It's got to that point. We're doing spirit fingers while we're tying knots. This has got to stop. Originally, yeah, it's very, very, very hard. Sweet, Joseph. Sweet. But, yeah, he doesn't use the anchor on the branch. Just think that's silly. It's kind of dumb. I was praying. He's doing this tutorial. He's going to show people how to climb. He's going to do a how-to video. Please, God, don't show that stupid way to anchor. Because some guy that doesn't have enough knowledge is going to attempt it. And he's going to get hurt at best. Don't show that. Just show how a normal... I refuse to believe a legitimate arborist anywhere that does training and teaches people would show someone to anchor and tie into a tree like that. Especially a conifer, where it's just rungs of branches. To throw over that single branch, if that's something you do, you find it to be a little trick, I think use it, drawing attention to it, and like putting it out there, trying to get other people to do it. Fucking stop. Just stop. It's ridiculous. It happens. because someone was lazy one day. Someone was lazy and they're like, it's too hard to throw my rope around this whole tree. I understand when you get up into some of them and the branches are huge. I understand doing that. But hell, some of them, the carabiner almost touches itself. It's so little. Like, I don't, I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid because you're, especially on removals, you got to take that branch off. So then you see them, at first they're tied into a little branch. That's bad. But then they cut the damn branch off and now they're just tied into a stub. So all of a sudden they get stung, cut themselves. They've got to come down and hopefully it doesn't slide off that stub up there. It's just, it's the only thing I wish would just go away. Yeah, I guess. I didn't take this as he was really looking to show somebody and teach people. I looked at this as this is a great opportunity to talk about the things that I sell at Snappy Supplies. That's what I got from it. Yeah, that's what I talked about earlier. I guess you can't. No, I would think he okays stuff. He has to okay it. This is Jacob's titling. This is just like world's greatest or best log cutting tutorial. He did this too. Like this is his format of titling. Even maybe he didn't physically title it, but this is along the lines of what he does. He's done this many times before. So I took it as, yeah, that seems like a Jacob title, you know? And at best, he's okay in it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jacob didn't want it to be called World's Best and didn't want it, well, you can't say he didn't want to do a how-to video because he did. Because that's what the whole video was. But maybe he didn't want it to be the world's best climbing tutorial. So that's the thing. If something's on mine, you can always guarantee that it's there because I wanted it. And you can blame me for it. And I'll proudly take blame, and accountability. So, but, where did, yeah, I have a whole bunch of notes where I flip out about that stupid rainbow anchor. The guy climbs the rest of the tree. He stays anchored in correctly on the stem of the tree and does great. Jacob's good. Jacob's awesome at tree work. Jacob spreads himself, I think, too thin sometimes. And I don't know the stress that you would be under running a channel that big. Who knows the crazy interactions he has with people? I can't take any of that into account when I have my opinions on this. I just know I look at it from just your average viewer's point. And I understand when you title videos like that as you're coming up, you're the biggest already. You don't have to. You can just enjoy what you made. You're the biggest already. You're at the top. Patrick taking off? Right on. Thanks for stopping in, brother. But yeah, it was just crazy to me. He showed that stupid anchor and he could have edited that out. I wish they just would have took that part out because they focused a part of the video on it and then never used it again and tied in correctly the rest of the time. Whatever. I mean, I don't like it. I wish it would stop, but yeah, that was his video. I just there was a lot of contradicting things said in that video where you go off someone's actions, what they say, and when those things start canceling each other out and like totally contradicting one to the other, it's come on, man. I I don't understand it. I can't relate. Probably never will. He's a hack. Yeah, I mean, I like Jacob. I like his content. I like seeing him succeed. I think it's been awesome. I love the fact that Jacob built a channel and had it booming, and these skeezy people came in and tried to take control of it to the point that he felt so insulted that he left that business, went out on his own, and built a channel even bigger instantly. Like, I can't do it once. He did it twice. So, like, I respect it. I dig it, you know. But the reality is facts are facts. Some of the stuff that he does, he's a huge influencer and probably the biggest influencer when it comes to tree work. And he has a responsibility that I don't think he takes into account at times. So. Comes from browsing views. Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, when I say I'm putting all my videos on members now, all my content will be on my members. I think it's 85% of my views come from people that aren't even subscribed. So it's like, my subscribers aren't watching it anyway. So it's like, why put it there? I'm going to put it on members. Those people try to support what I'm doing, and their monthly payment for memberships does better for me than YouTube does. And that doesn't make any sense. We're not even double digits on my members. And it does better for me than YouTube. I'm just like, come on, man. I'm not doing it. In the snow. Huh? It's on his OnlyFans? Oh, shit. No, I'm not. I was not going to do nothing. I don't. I do not. I try. At one point, I stayed really on that, and I would track videos and what they were doing, and I'm a little polarizing. Like, I think some people don't know how to take me. I offend them. I make them feel insecure, and they can't handle it. Like, if you're not a masculine, confident man, I can make you feel very awkward to the point that you don't like me instantly. That shit. I understand, brother. You're good. You don't have to. Comes with a happier face. I'll do an investigation. You should. Oh my God. I've tried to block that out. I'm trying. Jesus. Yeah. I try to forget about that thing. I took offense because he decided to go at somebody he shouldn't have went after. That's the whole thing. And there's very few good dudes that I know are legitimately good, and some people give you that impression. And I'm telling you, Greg Brown is one of the best humans I think I've ever had interactions with. And I trust him fully. And when you go that direction, you force me to, you were trying to bully him for no reason. You're just kind of being rude to be rude, so. I can't, dude. I will take that thing and beat it with a sledgehammer is what I'll do. And be like, look, you see the bend radius on it? It caused the smush and it blew up. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, if we want to move to somebody different, let's go Buck and Billy Ray. This week, he cut firewood. I can't. That's just what every video was. He made the cuts. He did the cuts with the chainsaw. That's it. So, shout out Buckin. Like, he, people watch it. People watch it. I mean, yeah, he did the cuts, made the firewood, yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, that would be okay. Yeah, that's what they're worth. They're worth at best scrap price. And we're gonna talk about. Let's do that. Let's jump. Oh shoot, where is he at? It's on the back page. We'll run through some of these. All right, Billy didn't do nothing this week, so I can't be mean. He ran his McCulloch chainsaws and cut some stuff, and you know, yeah, that's what he did. So next channel, Jeffrey Schroeder. All right, now I want you to know that all these letters are capitalized. Watch me rig this whole tree. That's the title. And he did a hell of a job. Did a bunch of good rigging. So check that out. Jeff put that out. It was a pretty good sized tree. There was a lot. I mean, he legit had to rig the whole tree down. So it was a good video. Hang on just a second. Let me try something. Let me try something. Nope. Do we do this from the tree? Yeah, what the heck? Do it from the tree. I'm trying to figure out if I had one here that we could use. Here, we'll do this. Oh, it doesn't show it correctly. Let's see. Let me try a couple here. They're all from too far away, it looks like. Here's the tree I did. That separation right there, where my head's at, right here, that crack goes all the way down that tree. It's legit held together with ratchet straps. And that separation starts all the way up here. This is where it actually cracked from. It's up this high. Like about in there, sorry. I don't know how green screen works. It's kind of weird. We'll leave it like this. I can attest to the fact that you get the same GP in person. Red Dead. I know I was trying to. I was looking to see if I had something. I don't think I do. Oh, what the hell did I do? Whoa, I don't even know what I just did there. My bad. I'm trying to, maybe I thought I had one inside the squad car. I don't think I do though. That's a bummer. We could hang out with my dog. What was that? No, okay. Yeah, we'll just go off the thumbnail. Or can I just go back to none? Okay, yeah. Sorry about that big mess. I'll get a jail cell. That's what I'll do. I was looking for something, but I couldn't find it earlier, and it's hard to figure out that layout for this thing. But I'll get it. I'll get it next time. I'll have something for you guys. But so Jeff put out a good video. Perry Trees Dance duck lipped at me a bunch of times. Put out a video called "Probably the Fastest Bowling in Suffolk." This stuff is getting so fucking ridiculous, if you ask me. Again with the knots, and he's wearing a shirt that's got knots on it too. He is the knottiest guy I've ever seen in tree work. So, what up, kid? Oh.
It's 10 o'clock.
You taking off?
Yeah.
Alright, I love you.
Love you.
Be good. Be careful.
I will. Oh my god.
Yeah. Your father's an obsessive collector.
Oh, it's gonna
No
suck.
one will ever understand.
It's gonna suck when you die.
Oh my god, do you hear this?
I love you.
Love you. Be
Bye.
good. Bye. The other half of my shit is in an insane collection of something very ridiculous. So, and every time she comes, she's like, "Oh my god, it's getting bigger." The pictures weren't of the placement. It's more the background. Alright. Fairy trees. He's naughty. So then we go to Game of Trees. This dude makes a short. And I'm like, I take offense because he starts talking shit on Tennessee. And I think just like other guys that aren't, long-term arborists and stuff, I think they shouldn't talk shit about things that arborists do. I think that same thing should go for arborists. When they start talking about, well, you can't top this tree, you can't do this, you can't do that. Have you ever done it? Do you know what it does? Have you seen, it? By accident, I have a lot of experience with topping trees. I did it for a very long time. I didn't know any better when I was very young. When I first started, that's something we did all the time. A lot of it was with soft maples, Bradford pears, stuff like that. And it does come back. The tree's defense mechanism, even after you cut everything off of it and make it bare, is to cover back up. So it throws, epicormic growth, water sprouts out as fast as it can to cover itself up to keep it from getting sun scald and burning the bark off of it, killing the tree. So he puts out a video where in his town he sees where somebody has hat racked a bunch of trees. Okay. So he starts complaining how bad stuff is, and it's like how horrible these trees are. But what happened? This, that, and how he feels like he's in Tennessee. No, you don't need to talk no shit on Tennessee. Just because when you drove through Tennessee one time, you've seen work like that. That kind of work goes down to the person. That's your work. It's a reflection of you. So if a guy's going around doing that, it doesn't matter if he's from Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, Michigan. It don't matter where he's from. That's just the way he does things. And to be like, oh, I feel like I'm in Tennessee. That's just pompous and arrogant and kind of a bit stupid, if you ask me. So then he makes another short afterwards, and I see it, and he says he makes this is one of the reasons I can't handle this YouTube thing. He makes this short just to let us know that he has another short that's going viral. And he's like, yeah, I got a video going viral right now about property lines. What do you think about this one? He shows a tree. Doesn't have any context to it. He just needed to make another video to let you know that he went viral. Okay, dude, cool. Like, it's not really that cool, but okay, you got some views on the video. Awesome. The video you just made to tell me about that, I didn't. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It was a useless video. Yeah, I guarantee you that video ain't going viral. But he just let us know he has a video that's going viral about property lines. Cool. He's always climbing these very skinny little trees that at times look like they can be just fell, and instead maybe he likes climbing. He just wants to keep climbing, but making videos on stuff like that, I all the time. I'm like, huh? He's always in these smaller trees, but then he makes me eat my words a little later when he does a pretty good sized tree. So I'm like, why is he always in baby trees? And then he, like I said, makes me eat my words because he puts out a video. And the video is called Sometimes You Have to Slice and Dice. So he climbs a tree that is not a baby tree. It's a pretty good sized tree. It's in a pretty tight location, has to do a bunch of rigging, and he gets it done. He kind of whines about, slipping and his knees, and I don't know. He's very flippy floppy with his mood when he's in the tree. The breathing, I don't know if it's, maybe he's just a loud breather. Maybe he's a mouth breather. He's like, and I'm like, I can't, dude. This is getting hard to listen to. But I watched it, and he's rigging this bigger tree down, doing a great job. He's got two rigging points, so he's dropping it into the middle of those two systems, and they're just holding it there and then lowering it down. Looked like they were doing a hell of a job from what I seen. He was doing great with the rigging. It was set up in a really good location. Even the tree they weren't taking out, they used a base anchor with a ring on it so that they weren't damaging the tree and, using natural crotch and burning the tree crotch all up while they're rigging. They had a false crotch set, and they were doing a great job. All of a sudden, he decides to take the rigging out now. And I'm like, why is he taking the rigging out? And he just wants to... It makes no sense. He just wanted to, cut everything up into little bitty pieces and throw it down. And, not quarter it up. Each piece he cut into, 8 or 10 pieces. And it was a hollow tree that was full of dirt. So, as he made a cut, he went through a bunch of dirt. Then he cut them and quartered them and ate them, and he's running it into dirt. So his chains kept going dull. And I just don't understand why you don't leave the rigging and rig the rest of the damn tree out. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason for it. It made no sense to me. I didn't understand it. But then a little bit later, I stumble across his short that he put out where he's showing trees that had been topped and they're now round and full. And he's like, yeah, is it going to kill them? No. Is it good? No. I just feel like it deserves a little bit more of an explanation than that. When you top a tree, you took where there was one branch, you cut it off. Now multiple little branches are going to have to grow there to cover that spot up. You now have, as they mature, you have multiple branches in one where there was one. So say you had one branch here, or you had a branch and then it forked off, so you had two. You take it off, now it's just a stub. Well, that stub ends up growing 4 or 5 little water sprouts on it. Those little water sprouts eventually, what up, Fred? Long time no see, brother. Um, so they start to grow. Say you have 6 of them there, and they cover that spot. You did have 1 branch there. Now you had 2. You now have 6 branches. They become mature. It can't handle all 6 branches, so it will purposely kill one of those, the bundle off. There's the issue with topping most of the time. You then introduce rot into the tree and decay because it will kill one of the branches off eventually because it's too full. It has too many branches. So where you have the 6 branches, as they get mature and become, now they're not juvenile, they start to get a little older, it'll kill one of those off for the sake of the rest of them. The problem is people don't want to go up into them and clean that dead out when it's dead and have the work done to them. You made the decision to round that tree off and make it much smaller than it should be. It now has a different kind of growth pattern to it, and you then need to send a guy up there to maintain, to trim, to keep the dead wood out, all that stuff. If you don't get that dead wood out, it falls out eventually, and it leaves a hole where that branch was at. So you got these knuckles, and a lot of times guys will cut them flat, which is a bad idea. Moisture sets there. That's how you can rot a whole stem out really fast, making them flat. So you get all those branches there. One in the middle is dead. It doesn't get much sunlight. The rest of them went over the top of it. Instead of getting that out of there, they just leave it. And they're cheap. They took a cheap solution, went with a cheap kind of a trim job, and they don't want to pay to have it done correctly and cleaned. It needs to be inspected. Get those dead branches out of there before they create a hole. They fall out, and then water sets in that hole. Then the whole stem becomes hollow. There's more to it than that kills trees. You can't do that. I've seen it way, way, way too many times. So I'm not saying top trees. I'm not telling you what to do. I think there's a time for all of it. Like there's a time for any of it. So having this blanket textbook mindset is dumb in my opinion. Life wasn't written in a textbook. So I just I can't relate. Next, Peter Shea, Super Shea, put out a video of this crazy backleaner. And all in all, it was a gnarly job. It had a gnarly lean to it. Did a great job pulling it over. Everything went good. Check the video out. That's Peter Shea. He's probably in the comments. So next channel is Zacchaeus. He calls it Zacchaeus Riggs now. So, I liked it before. It works. Zacchaeus Riggs. This is where I can't do this. I feel like I'm not being told the whole story here. Zacchaeus put out Milwaukee Chainsaw Durability Test. This is insane. Now, do I think he just took his favorite chainsaw and threw it off 50, 60 feet up into the air and smashed it into the ground because he wanted to know how durable it was? Or do I think he already has a new one that maybe Milwaukee sent to him? Or they offered to replace it for him to do the video? There's got to be something more to this. If you just took that chainsaw and threw it off and broke it for the sake of breaking it, for the sake of people on YouTube getting to see it get broke, I don't understand this. This makes no sense to me. But he went and got one of those little, the high chairs for adult men. Well, some people call them lifts, or bucket trucks. So he went and got a lift, And he took this Milwaukee electric chainsaw. It's the battery chainsaw. What's it called? It's called the Milwaukee. Shit, it's got a name. What is it called? Shit. I can fuel. Fuel, I think is what it's called. But it's a really nice battery powered chainsaw. It has all kinds of torque and power. I actually used one that a homeowner owned, and I used it on a shagbark hickory that is hardwood. It's some of the roughest, stringiest stuff, and his chain was dull, and it still pushed through this wood pretty good. So it's a great chainsaw. That's why I don't understand why Zach would take it and just break it for the sake of a couple views. I don't understand. Any thoughts on porting on a 066 steel? Digger Dan, if you're looking to just get a little extra power out of your 066, look up West Coast Saws and get their muffler mod. You could go with like new air filters too, and you get a little power out of that, where you don't have to do any porting or anything yet. That's a mean saw, brother. You wouldn't call me if you needed a guy. I'm sure he has a new saw. That's my thoughts. I wish he would just said that. Like, I wouldn't have been like, dude, what are you doing? He would have been like, Milwaukee sent me another saw. So what we're gonna do with this one? It's gave me all this great time. I've used this thing. It's been solid. It's been blah 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 blah. We're gonna test its durability. Cool. I would be more. I'm a poor country boy. Breaking stuff for the sake of breaking it, I don't do. I don't like that. I will never do that. I hate throwing things away. So to break something that works perfectly fine for the sake of breaking it, yeah, I don't like that. So here's my problem with this though. If we're gonna try, the shagbark definitely it's the worst. It is the worst. Yeah, it catches your lanyard. It tear your arms up. You know, hard wood for the spikes to go through. Yeah, they're rough. That's what when I was talking about Game of Trees in his video, he was climbing one of those. Had a bit of a little lean to it too, and he struggled with that bark the whole way up. It's tough. They're rough trees to do, but yeah, I don't. If we're going to do a test on a battery chainsaw and its durability, I think we should have to keep the battery inside. I mean, you have a few. Dang, right on. Yeah, check those I have those on my saws, and they definitely help a bit. So mine's I have a I have 066 and a 362. So both my two favorite big saws, but I just used a 500i not too long ago. I'm really sold on it. I got to get me one. But he does this whole test on this saw without the battery in it. There's my problem with it. It did hold up well. He threw that thing out of that damn lift multiple times. It just smashed the ground repeatedly, and I was like, damn. It was gnarly. It held up way better than I would have expected. The problem with that would be like throwing a steel weed eater, but it doesn't have a motor inside of it. It's just super light, and all the weight is in that battery. And I want to know how durable that actual battery is, because if I'm using that saw up in a tree and I do drop it, I want to know that the battery is also durable. But I think the test made it look like the batteries aren't durable, to the point that they're not even going to attempt to do the test with the battery inside. The batteries are so expensive that they can't even take the chance in testing it with the battery inside. So that's the only thing that makes any sense to me. You you either know that the batteries are weak and would mess up, or the batteries are so insanely priced that you can't you would smash the chainsaw before you would attempt to hurt the battery. That part blows my mind, and I also don't like it. So, but yeah, next time, tell him to do it again. I want to know how durable the battery is. That's just my opinion on. I want to know how strong the battery is. That's average. That's kind of my thoughts on it. You're taking all the weight out of it, and that weight, the way it's distributed on that thing, would have caused it to do flips too, because it's on the very back of it. So as he tossed it, it would flip, and I just know that we would have got a different results with that battery in there. And I want to know how strong that battery is. It's the most expensive thing of all of it, is the damn battery. Show me how strong it is. But we didn't get to know. That's what it was. Alright, who we got? Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to get his Sizemore. I like him. The channel is called Sizemore Tree Works. And I got a little something for him here. And in his video, we'll get to it. He was trying to figure out something to do some solo rigging at times when he needs. But he needs to be able to do it on something that has some actual some weight to it. So I got a device here that didn't get any credit over the years. And it's a great device. Especially if you're somebody that uses a bucket truck. Working out of it, it was my go-to. But I don't work out of a bucket ever, so I got checked out. All right, I got checked, and it turns out I don't have a vagina. So then I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get in a bucket no more. So that happened. But you guys, I don't know. That's what happened. I was like, really? No vagina? Okay. Well, and then I guess like, you can have this fall arrest thing back. I don't need this no more. It was crazy. Tim, you should get checked. They may tell you should get in a bucket. So, Sizemore Tree Works put out a video. It's called Tree Tag Team. I like that. I like that. That's a good title. That's a great title. 3 words. He gets to the point. He ain't trying to tell you a damn story in his title. 3 words. Tree Tag Team. And I can draw conclusions from that. It brings up a question. What does he mean by tree tag? It's more enticing to me than these stupid long-ass titles. When you make a title, you want to intrigue a little bit. Make them think. Maybe create a question. Make them curious. Like, I like that. I think he did a hell of a job. The bucket is cheating too. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing, man. But it does feel like cheating. But at times, I'm just ready to cheat. Like, if I don't want to climb something where I'm gonna die if I don't have to. So they got their places, but don't ever ask me that again, and especially around people or in public, because I won't admit that. Alright, Sizemore, Tree Tag Team. So the video starts, and he starts making fun of the people at the rental store, the rental workers. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't like that. He's like, these guys couldn't tie their own shoes. And I'm like, what? That's messed up. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Because technically, if you're dependent on these guys that can't tie their shoes to do the job or task that buys your shoes? Are they really that stupid? Are they really that dumb? I mean, I don't. You make fun of the guys that have the tool that allows you to do what you do. Because, like, you have to go get the lift to do a treat. So, if they didn't give you this lift, you couldn't do the treat. No, I don't. I'm trying to play devil's avocado. And I'm trying to think of it from the rental guy's point of view. And I'm like, I don't think you should make fun of him. I don't think. I mean, making fun of people, that's not nice anyway. If you think about it. And it's just not nice. You shouldn't do it. I have a video posted in the morning, and I'll talk about this. Huh. I don't like that you post it the day after in the hopes that it'll get lost in the shuffle and you won't get disciplined for your violations. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, he's just teasing at the guys, but he makes fun of them. I don't like it, but he did it. And then he says it's easy to keep these lifts charged. He's like, I went to go get a lift, and it wasn't charged, so they gave me a different lift that was charged. And he's like, if I was running the business, is it really that hard to keep a lift charged? Well, let me tell you, every yahoo with a chainsaw around where I live is on a damn waiting list to get one of those lifts from every rental store around. Everybody with a chainsaw is going to do all their own tree work because at the rental store you can buy a lift. You can rent a lift. And everybody thinks that they're the tree service, I guess. And like, there's just, it's insane. It is insane. So they're renting them things out so ridiculously fast that at times you're showing up to get it and someone just dropped it off. They just used it the whole time and they didn't plug it up. See, my experience with rental stores and those lifts is, well, actually, I worked for a company that owned one of the lifts from the rental store, the exact same one that Sizemore uses in his video. I've worked in one of those for a couple years. And they have to be charged. But the thing about them is you can instantly just take your extension cord with you to the job site and just plug up a lot of times to the homeowner's electric. And even if it's dead, you can run the saw or run the lift right then. But it's not that easy. Just like that would be like somebody telling you what you do is they could do it better. Maybe on that specific day because you don't know everything he's got going on that day that kept him a little off of his game. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's not that easy, brother. Like you're renting a machine to make things easy on you. These guys have the machine to make things easy on you. They made sure they kept their end of the bargain. You get a machine that works. They had it when you wanted it. It was charged. They did everything for you. So I don't understand they can't tie their shoes and they're basically idiots. But whatever. I feel like they made you be able to do what you did that day, technically. So he also told a story about how he showed up to get a machine and they had rented the trailer out. So they asked him if he had a trailer. And he's like, no, it's a $17,000 machine. Of course I don't have a trailer. I rented it from you. Sometimes people do show up, and when they rent a machine, if they have their own trailer, they get a discount. You don't have to pay for renting a trailer too. You just use your own. So that's not a crazy question to ask you for the rental store to ask you, do you have your own trailer? Because some guys want that discount. They're not in your area? Dude, you're lucky because it is insane. And it's, I hate it. I hate it so much There's been so many accidents, so many things get smashed, so many homeowners insurance has been used where people smash their cars, smash their houses, hurt themselves. I don't get it. Here's the shadiest thing. Let me tell you the shadiest thing when it comes to those rental things too. When you show up, or in my area, they make you sign this piece of paper for insurance. And on the piece of paper, it says it does not cover tree work. This machine is not made to be used with tree work. Knowing that they're renting it to people that are specifically only going to use it for tree work, knowing at times that a guy just pulled up with a truck that is lettered that says he owns a tree service, and you're paying for that insurance, but on the piece of paper, not for tree work. That's shady as hell. And of course, they're like, because I wanted to know more before. I've been like, so how are you guys going to do that when the machine gets smashed? How's that? Like, when they ask me, do I want it? No, I don't want the damn insurance. It's not going to cover it anyway. They're like, well, we could say if something else happened. What? So awesome. We can create insurance fraud together? That sounds really fun. No, thank you. But that's just my experience with rental stores. So he's on this job site. There's a girl climbing on this job site, and she's doing like the bigger of the trees. This chick was killing it. He uses the lift to do another tree that's over by the house, I think, and does some rigging and stuff. It turns out that the girl's name is Anna. So shout out to Anna. She seems like a badass climber. She was killing it in the video. So good to see. I mean, I think that's awesome. So, but the girl climber, she is skilled, and oh yeah, I don't like the baby talking. Like when you hear somebody talk to their dog, like when I talk to my dog or I talk to a baby, I would hate for that ever to be recorded. You're so cute. When you do that kind of stuff, I would not put, I don't like the baby talk, but he does the baby talk. That's like his funny thing, I guess, but it is what it is. I like his content though. And, he tries to do a solo rig during the job because I think there's one guy who's doing the rigging for both. And, the chick is rigging out and doing speed lining and stuff, some pretty big pieces. She did a hell of a job and was trying to solo rig at one point and ended up torching his hand pretty bad. And I'm going to show you a device that is very, very, probably one of the most overlooked devices I've ever seen that's ever been made. Alright, man. Did you see Bert's video a few days ago? No, I didn't. He almost smashed it. Oh, no. No, I didn't know. Does Bert... I'll have to check that. I'll have to check it. Because I need to reshuffle some of the stuff that I watch and get some different stuff in. So, he ended up torching his hand trying to do some rigging, and then... So that resulted in him trying to, in his next video, make a rigging device that he could use. You blah blah blah. Ask himself. Literally watch the man do some of the sketchiest shit that needs to be done. Allegedly. Sweet. Well. Holy smokes. That's crazy, Joseph. That's crazy. You got the old sweetie? Alright. So let me show you this device. So when I used to work out of a bucket truck, I would I would keep like speed line straps and stuff with me. I had some that were oversized straps. I used the same kind of straps. They're like smaller versions of toe straps. And I would use those with shackles and I would rig from them at times. But this device is probably the best rigging device when I was in a bucket truck because I would be able to get over to it really quick and reset it however I needed, and it gave the most friction and control that I've ever had in any device. So at one point, Sizemore tries to make a rigging wrench, and he does his setup, and he's like, I don't know if maybe he thought he had been the first one to come up with it, or what, like, but I had probably about close to a year ago, I had tried to put together a rigging wrench. I showed it on here. I did it on a live video, and the problem with it was it's it's almost too much friction at times, and it's not like controlled enough. Like the pieces, you almost have to be the same size piece over and over and over so you get the right response out of it. And the engaging and disengaging, I would think the spring would maybe need to be a little more powerful, the spring back in the system, to get it to work dialed and better. So I think when you use the actual rigging wrench, I think there's probably some assistance with the rigging wrench there that gives it a little more spring back than the regular, like, rope or the regular wrench. The regular wrench just has like a rubber gusset thing that makes it kind of pop back up and it bounces it up. But yeah, I think the rigging wrench has something a little more that engages it, like some like a spring would be probably my idea that they would probably use. But let me show you this thing. So you could make this. This is a piece of probably 2-inch square tubing, two outer plates linked together. Let me show you this. This is called the aerial friction brake, and that's just a piece of square tubing. You see, it's squared off the four sides. They're somewhat rounded. It's like a rounded square tubing. It's really nice to use. I like the way that the rope, the friction that you get from that square tubing. I think it's a really good idea that probably it was so far kind of ahead of itself when it came out that it got no attention. So imagine coming out with a device like this, and rigging rings just came out. Okay? You now, guys used to be forced to buy these big rigging blocks that cost an arm and a leg. Now they've came out with these rigging rings that are just as strong for a fraction of the price. Now you got SRT getting very popular. Rope wrenches are getting into the mix. Mechanical devices. And this comes out. And it absolutely gets overlooked. This is a rigging device to rig weight from, a friction device. So the best part about this thing is the adjustability in it. It's not just a single rigging device. Let me show you. What I have here is I think it's either a loopy or whoopee. I think this is a loopy sling. So it's way too big for what I'm doing here, but it's adjustable. You can adjust this eye by pulling on this. So the way I always set this up, I like to use this loopy. You just put it inside there, and then I close it back off. until I get it set right where I want, because I don't want it moving around a whole bunch. I would like to have it to be kind of fixed into place. That way I can open it, and if I get the eye on there tight enough, it won't fall off later on when I'm opening it trying to adjust the friction. So with this loopy, I can really crank that eye down onto it really tight. Sit right. Oh man. Just plucked a big old section of it out. Alright. So that's what's nice about this. Is now it's almost like it's been sewn on, and you get this really nice connection point there that is very tight and set. Now when you crack this open, you don't got to worry about it falling out all the time. So if we set this up, I have something, let's see, we'll set it up here. Is that going to be in the camera? Yeah, it's going to be in there just right. How can I do this and use some of this up? Alright, so we have this thing up here hooked up. We threw it over a branch, and we're gonna try to use it rigging. That's what's nice about this thing, is you can almost lock this off when you get to the friction. With 3 wraps around that thing, it gets to be a lot of friction. So move that up out of the way. All right, now let's say we are rigging. We lose the old. Well, actually, should have wore the police hat. All right, so we got this. We crack this open, and say we wanted to rig this piece out right here. That's what's nice about this sling. If you look, it's got that held in there really nice, and it doesn't fall off. That's the problem with these ones that are midline. They crack open. If you don't have a really good sling, it can slide off and you can drop it, which is very aggravating. But we have a rope. Now, with this device, you have options. You see the 2 pins? There's 2 pins right there, which means we can get however many wraps we want. We just go 1. I can actually spool it around if I need. So we go, let's just go 1. The benefits of this device, as opposed to like a ring or a pulley, is you get a really good bend radius because of the 2-inch, and you're getting these excess friction from these points on the square that you don't get from any other device. So as that's running over, these points right here, the very top one, because it's set at like a diamond shape like this when it's orientated right, you get the main friction on the top point of the square, then this one and this one. And that's really, it's crazy how much extra friction that kind of adds. So depending on how much friction I need here, I can actually take this rope, instead of having it in the middle one, I pick it up, I move it over to the outer edge. Then I can take it, wrap it up through it again. Now say I just want to do 2. If I just do 2, I would wrap it like that on the outer ones, there and there. See, the benefit of this is that the rope, I'm going to move you a little closer. The rope shouldn't cross over itself. You don't want the rope rubbing together, so that's what the pins are doing. So now we got the rope coming through there, down. It's an insane amount of friction right here. It's so, this square doesn't spin. That is stationary. That a pulley is going to spin. It's going to give you mechanical advantage. This doesn't. This is, I'm sitting there wearing that. This is giving you friction, which is what you want when you're having to solo rig. Now, the amount of friction that you get if you need 3 wraps is wild. What you can hold with one hand. So, you're all the way on the outer one. You want up, around the outer one. Then we take this. When we go back around, we go to the middle one. Then we go one more through the third one. And if you see, when you're using it, the ropes never come in contact with each other, even with 3 wraps. And that is a lot of friction to where I almost have to like loosen up on the other end. And I've negative rigged huge chunks of wood, hold one end of it, or even kind of put it over a little stub to cause friction, cut the piece, and as it's slowly down, I can grab over at the rope. You can lock it off if you need over here somewhere, but this device allows a guy to do some very heavy duty rigging and have one hand available to hold the rope and hold it. If you had to do solo rigging and you're in a bucket truck, this device is awesome. I don't think it gets much attention. I think it's a really good device that just maybe came out at the wrong time. But if you're a bucket operator or use a bucket truck and ever have to do any rigging and solo rigging, this thing is awesome. Even I've used this doing spar work even. The problem or the thing to look out for is normally with rigging, your friction device is at the base of the tree. You've now switched it. All your friction is up in that canopy. So you're putting more stress up there than you normally would. At times you're spreading it from your friction device, your bollard or your porter wrap up to some rings. It's being spread out. With this thing, it's putting everything, all the impact, all the friction, everything onto that one connection point. So you have to remember that part. Yeah. So Sizemore, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that's something you could probably buy or make yourself. Get you a piece of square tubing, orientate it in the triangle shape upward like that, then take and drill some holes at those 2 points, run some rods into it, weld them from the inside, you could do even, and then put your plates for your thing here. You could definitely make something like this if you had some mechanical skill. Like I would tell you Greg Brown could make this no problem. Like his metal skills, he could make that device no problem, I think. Do what is the bollard on this thing? Is actually, do I have a magnet down here? We could find out. Damn, I don't know if I do have. You know what? Yes, I do. Let's find out. Oh, you know what? I had a really good magnet. I don't know where did it go? Where did I have a welding magnet right here. So I guess this is what you're talking about, right? 4-pin or 2 are available in aluminum and stainless. I think he may have been, if you're talking about the GB, it's yeah, aluminum and stainless. So this here is aluminum. Yeah, that's aluminum. That's steel. The I don't know. I think the pins are aluminum too. So I don't know if that's what you were talking about, average. But if you weren't, the bollard, you can let me know. But yeah, GB bollards come in a lot of different ways, and I still to this day have my first one. That was the original flatback, and it still works like it did the first day I ever got it. And it's been used, abused, and beat to hell, and still just gets it done, man. That's what you were wondering? I thought that's kind of what you were wondering. I think most people when you say bollard, they just think of the rigging device, but I think on a friction device, the center portion is a bollard at times. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I have a whole. I may have. Yeah, I forgot. I do got some more. We got veterans tree service, and we got Rion and August left. Let's do this. We got 3 more. Let's finish this up. Oh. So what was you doing in Nitro? Okay. Veterans tree service. Or let's do Rion first. Rion did a job with the Merlot. They used it just like you would a normal crane, and it picked pieces. They cut them. He said that he likes doing it that way because it puts less stress onto the head, I guess, of the machine. So yeah, they killed that. I think they were done around 1 o'clock. If you've seen a Rion video, it's just a very smooth operation that is very fast, very efficient, and a lot of big stuff. So that's what it was. That's what it did, and it was a good video, a normal Rion video. So. Dude, you are crazy. No, if they said ball in, like you were crying, um, maybe they'd be talking about you. Get out of here. You hear this guy? Alright, let's just do this. Alright, Veterans Tree Service. This dude puts out, this is crazy. Don't overthink it. Cutting down a tree is really simple. Oh my God, you basic bitch. You are a YouTuber. You are tubing it. So he gave us the typical YouTuber title. Don't overthink it. Use those trigger words. Make sure you got all them. It's just really simple. I don't believe for a second that tree work is simple for Tim. It doesn't look simple for him. It looks very difficult. He looks like he struggles excessively, and but I mean he's a rookie. It happens. So first the video started. He's climbing this little tree, and it's littler than the normal little ones that he climbs. This is the crazy part. So I'm like, this guy, I feel like the next video this guy puts out, he is going to be in the top of a U bush, climbing it. Like it just keeps getting littler. And, you know, when you see those U bushes in front of people's houses that are like 2 foot, I see him tied in probably tied in on a little branch, like, and with right at the end of a rainbow. And so he's doing this thing, and this SOB does the eyebrow thing at us. Don't do that. Don't do that ever again. Don't do the eyebrow thing ever again. So I don't like that. Don't look into the camera, because don't make eye contact with me again. I don't like it. It's got to stop. J&J, how are you doing? But he did the eyebrow thing, and I'm like, yeah, don't do that anymore. I don't like that. Okay, everything kind of goes okay. He's just doing this little tree. It's over some flowers. They managed to actually not mess everything all up. Basically, is all because little Snatch was getting it done. He basically ripped this little tree out of the ground and carried it to the chipper. I also didn't like how there was two Tims. I don't like that. I think I think one Tim is more than enough. It's actually at times it's too much. Um, so having another Tim, I didn't like that. I mean, I think that's I like the first one was more than enough. So there's two Tims on this job. That's gotta stop. He does the front tree, then he goes to this back tree, and I'm like, okay, maybe this one. Well, and it's another ornamental, and I'm like, oh, son of a gun, this guy's gonna climb another. Awesome, let's watch him do this crepe myrtle. He's about to climb this little Japanese maple. He's in a lace leaf, but he climbs it, and this guy's up in this tree, and he's talking about rigging, and I don't do it. Don't talk about it no more. He's I liked him. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna teach you a little something right now because I want you to be part of the group. I want you to be as cool. Well, you can't be as cool as me. Shit. Well, I want you to be as cool as you can be. That's what I want. And you got some big stuff coming tomorrow. Okay. All right. You don't got no wood for me. All right. Let's pause and stop that right now. You don't got no big wood for me. I don't like that. But he's in the trees talking about rigging. He's like, we could rig using natural crotch. And here's where this is where he goes wrong. Come on, man, don't even. I'm okay. He's kind of like my son. And then when your kid does something that embarrasses you, when you take them through the toy aisle and they throw a fit because you didn't buy them a toy. This guy, he says, you can use natural crotch or you can use man-made rigging. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is? And he grabbed a little speed line strap and he says, man-made rig. First of all, I don't like that. Don't say that again. It's called false crotch. Littlewood tomorrow. It's not for me. All right, make that clear. If you're telling people you got nothing for me. What is this meeting? What? I don't know, man. Um, so yeah, it's called false crotch. It's not called man-made. Dude, act like it's not your first day. All right, let's not. I'm trying to. I want to include you. I want you to be the outcast. I mean, you're gonna end up having this little bitty YouTube channel that no one watches, and you don't get no subscribers and no views. So don't say this. Don't. That's not what it's called. But maybe it's a West Coast lumbering term. No, no, I'm not giving him that out. No, it's not. It's not. Um, it's called it. Okay, I would compare it to the trot line incident, where it's called a. What did you guys call it? What did old little Snatch call it? He called it something. He's called it like sling fishing or something, or string fishing or stringer fishing, or it's called the damn trot line. All right, you guys gotta take a vacation. Come towards Missouri. Don't come to Missouri. Actually, I actually don't come to Missouri. You can go Illinois, Kansas, somewhere around it. Just get away from California. It's making you say stuff like this, dude, and you're better than this. I I've taught you better than this. So we're not gonna make this mistake anymore. All right? We're not gonna talk about that. That didn't happen. So right after this, he gets caught. You're gonna get put on a list. You keep tugging on shit like this too. First, he's double tugging. This time, I think he hit it with a triple tug. Maybe he was 4. And he's tugging fast too. I mean, since it's on my members, you probably won't see it. I addressed this, and I made it clear that, I mean, a real man needs not to tug it more than once to get the job done. To know that it is secure, that it is choked off. So maybe it's a rookie thing. Maybe you'll get out of it, but like, it needs not to be tugged more than once, my friend. Yeah, yeah. It just is what it is. But yeah, just just do a little better, man. Just do a little better. And then when he tried to end the video, he says, "See you, Nate. See you later. See you, Nader." There was something there. There was like a little, there was a little something. He skipped it. It's like a CD when it skips. There's a little glitch, but you know, we liked him, so we're gonna give him a pass. We're gonna let all that slide. He's not going to jail this week. We're gonna leave him out. He's promising he's gonna give y'all some big wood coming up. I'm sure some of y'all are very excited about that. And so we can't put him in jail. He's trying. He's doing. He's gonna stop doing he's gonna not say stuff like this no more. I'm gonna speak for him, man. He's not gonna say stuff like this anymore. He's gonna start climbing normal sized trees like the rest of us. They're gonna it won't always be the little stuff. He knows how to rig stuff. He's getting better, and he's not going to use that rainbow anchor no more. He's not. He's realized his mistakes. He's a better person every day. All right, and he's gonna get better. So we're gonna give him a pass this week, in the hopes that he doesn't embarrass us next week. All right, don't embarrass us, Tim. We're all trying to work with you here, but yeah. Don't embarrass us next week. All right, last one, August. I don't know if I have. He put out a video, tall and crispy dead hyphen removal and explanation. I don't know. I'm curious on his title there. For those that chase the views, maybe something to look at. I don't really, like I said, I don't give a damn. So but I have been fascinated with things like this. I believe the word dead will get your video flagged, and it won't get pushed, and it won't do good on views. So I'm trying. Dude, you're gonna be better. You're gonna be better. I have faith, brother. I think there's at least an adequate, let's say, intermediate climber in there. I see it, brother. You excuse it. Those couple times that you made eye contact, I see, like, don't do it again. don't do the eyebrow thing or nothing, but there's you got something in there. There's a little dog in there. It's like a Chihuahua, but you got a little dog in him, you know. But it's not no big dog or nothing. But August put out tall and crispy dead removal and explanation. I would bet if I was a betting man, I would bet on that video doesn't do very good because of the word dead being in it. It's just how YouTube works. So for those of you that are a YouTube robot that does what molds and changes everything to what YouTube, I gotta respect that August isn't doing that because he just kind of puts what he wants. But yeah, he paid me to talk nice about him and sent me this T-shirt. So I do need to make that clear. This is a fully sponsored video, and I'm being paid a large sum of money to say that he's all right. He's pretty good. Like he's he's okay. So yeah, August is all right. Hang on. I don't have my wallet. I was gonna count the money and make sure it was all there before I. Yeah, I think he's good. He's a good guy. He's a pretty good guy. He's definitely a legend. Definitely made his mark. I respect him for all of that. So I also put out okay, yeah, on that video, the tall, crispy dead removal and explanation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just I can be bought. So just so you know, you can definitely pay me, and I'll say nice stuff. But they were just taking the brush, throwing it into a fire for this one instead of taking it to the chipper. It worked better for them. I think at one point August was even trying to throw pieces out and throw them into the fire. Then he put out a video called "This is a Monster Black Locust," and it may be the biggest black locust I've ever seen. It's huge. It is a monster of black locust. So good videos. The other one I think was literally I think when our video ended last week when we did our live feed that he uploaded this, and it was, is it possible to hate a tree? I think it was one more Damien. They were maybe doing a spruce tree or something, and they were craning it out. So yeah. Oh, did someone ask what kind of saddle I have? I'm thinking about trying the Catalyst. Oh, Jesus Christ, don't tag him. Don't tag. Yeah, I'm a liar. No one sponsored me. I'm full of shit. I just wore the shirt and yeah. And I just don't have anything mean to say this week, so I'm a liar. I I don't I'm a liar. I'm a liar. It is. Stratus is still that Stratus saddle feels like it did the first day I got it. It is still just as comfy, just as rigid. It's held its shape. It's a badass saddle. Like I am beyond impressed with it. It is so nice. So. No, I ain't get scared. I ain't scared of shit. You better send me my money. I don't want him to be like, I didn't sponsor that because he don't even. I'm such a dickhead. I'm saying he sponsored the video. He won't even say my YouTube name. That's how much he doesn't like what I do, or I don't. The name alone offends him, or will send him to hell, or I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah. Respect, but fuck you at the same time. Like that's how I am with everybody. So it is what it is, man. Um, I want every one of you guys to just be confident. That's the way I wish everybody was. And it's very obvious. You can be on the internet and pretend like you're confident. Your responses and comments make it clear. The way you react to people saying stuff, it makes it clear. Like, I just wish there were more just confident men out there that didn't get their feelings hurt so much and just had a sense of humor too. So I hate the buckles on the Sentinel. Really, the the Stratus has those ISC buckles. They're really nice. I like them. Spend all your monies to steal. Yes, yes, all the monies. He needs the monies. Yeah. No, I don't. But I do need the monies. I do want all the monies. Um, I'm just a lonely guy that sits out here and drinks alcohol every night until I fall asleep and have a miserable day the next day. Life's hard, and don't feel sorry for me. But give me all the monies. And that was all a lie. I lie a lot. Just so you know, I maybe I lie sometimes. Maybe not everything I say is true. Maybe I embellish a little bit. But I don't care. I just kind of do what I want. You can't stop me. So that that was sponsored by Monkey Beaver. So that um, regular cop. Where? Dude, I am far from regular. Extraordinary would be the term, I believe. Um, some have said best. Some have thrown the word world in front of it. So, how did we ever know? No one can handle the truth. But it is what it is. Facts are facts. I mean, some, hey, some days you're just gonna suck. Some days you're just gonna suck a little less. So, no Diddy. That's the gayest way I've ever ended a live feed. But I'm gonna stick with that and tell you guys have a good evening. This was kind of fun. You guys are all right. Don't go doing. Don't. Some of you guys are weird. Don't get any weirder though. Like you guys are just. Some of you guys are on the border of too weird. So yeah, just be confident. Do what you want. Um, but don't do anything stupid. Okay? You guys are the best. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for giving me your time again. Um, and yeah, that's the end of this one. Don't go, Jason. Dude, I used to have the tape of that. I had TLC tape. I used to have my Walkman, and I love that shit. That was my jam back in the day, and I am absolutely embarrassed to say that. So, what the hell? Okay, you guys, I can't. You guys are crazy. Alright, hey, thanks for hanging out. Sorry about last week. Hope this week was better. And we'll do it again next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. So, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and have a safe week. I'm always here. If you need a hand, need some advice, need a pointer, whatever, I'm here. Don't ask me nothing Yeah, don't ask me for nothing.